A recent AI analysis processed over 1 million daily routines, cross-referencing specific habits against long-term problem-solving outcomes. This dark-themed funnel chart represents the filtering process. Once the AI stripped away socioeconomic noise and age variables, exactly 7 behavioral anomalies remained consistent across the top percentiles of cognitive performance. These results indicate that high-tier intelligence functions as an executable habit stack rather than a fixed genetic trait. Most people already practice habit number 4, but the data reveals a brutal statistical drop-off immediately after it. Your success depends on your willingness to endure the friction required by the final 3 habits. High-leverage decision-making requires trading short-term psychological comfort for long-term analytical clarity. This scorecard matrix tracks the 7 behaviors and the friction required to maintain them. The first 4 habits form a foundational baseline. Habit 1 is deliberate information filtration, the practice of actively blocking 80% of daily incoming data and news. This protects working memory for difficult problems, though it requires enduring the social anxiety of being disconnected from the current trend cycle. Habit 2 is epistemic humility. You treat your personal opinions as hypotheses to be disproven. This mindset allows for rapid course correction, but it is taxing on the ego to abandon the security of absolute certainty. Habit 3 is structured procrastination, the choice to deliberately delay execution on complex problems. Giving a problem time to settle allows the subconscious to process lateral solutions, even if it makes you appear unproductive to outside observers. These 3 behaviors prioritize long-term clarity by sacrificing immediate emotional and social validation. Habit 4 is the curiosity rabbit hole. It involves falling into deep, obsessive research dives on highly niche, unrelated topics. This habit builds a multidisciplinary knowledge base that serves as raw material for creative connections. However, these dives consume vast amounts of time while yielding almost zero immediate utility. This line graph shows where most people plateau. 68% of the population heavily practices habit 4, but mistakes consumption for intelligence, causing the population density to plummet before the final 3 stages. Consumption only becomes intelligence when the input is forced into a structured output. The final 3 habits represent the friction zone, the point where most people refuse to go. Habit 5 is ruthless output formatting. You take the random research from habit 4 and force it into structured, written summaries. This transforms trivia into deployable leverage, but it creates intense mental friction that turns casual reading into agonizing work. Habit 6 involves seeking high-friction dissent by recruiting peers who will aggressively dismantle your arguments. This process bulletproofs your strategies against blind spots, though it requires frequent, intellectually exhausting social interactions. The master habit, habit 7, is strategic disengagement. You schedule uncompromising periods of zero stimuli. No inputs, no outputs, just pure boredom. Deliberate boredom triggers the brain's default mode network, which is the state required to form high-tier abstract connections. Achieving true boredom in a hyper-connected world is difficult. It requires total detachment from the daily dopamine loop. High intelligence reveals itself through a daily choice to prioritize psychological friction over immediate ease. The AI analysis mapped a consistent pattern of engineered friction that governs the routines of high-performing individuals. This quadrant chart weighs the effort required against total cognitive yield. The first 4 habits populate the bottom left, yielding moderate results for low psychological effort. The final 3 habits populate the top right. They demand immense effort, but hold a monopoly on maximum cognitive yield. If you are currently an information junkie at habit 4, your path forward is to stop reading and force the high-friction output of habit 5. Your baseline genetic score matters less than the operating system you choose to run every day. Intelligence is an action. Endure the friction, and the cognitive leverage will follow.